You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 61 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. First of all, like and subscribe down below. We're gonna start things off a little differently this time. We're gonna start off with a pick'em here, and I always introduce the guest picker, but it's time's Espo. You got who's our guest picker this week, Espo?
So, Coach, coming straight out of the home office, and I guess I can't even say where his home office up there in Illinois was. We got Chris Jelinek, aka Coach Jelly Roll, as they're calling him these days on the country music. But Jelly, all the nicknames. He's joining us up there. So he, we got a little Midwest flavor, Big Ten, Notre Dame love action going on this week. We spend a lot of time in the great football world of the Deep South. So we're going to branch out a little bit and let Jell come in here. He fired off a text last week and wanted in. So we're going to see what he's all about this week. So welcome, show.
Yeah,
welcome
I just needed to hop on an SEC country podcast and provide a little knowledge about football.
I hear you. Coming in hot.
Yeah.
Hey, so we'll how about this? Let's let Jelly pick first today. As I go through the games, and we'll reveal. I'll go after Jelly, then we'll get Sammy on here, and Austin's family will get his last pick in. He's finally got his picks in on time this week.
He's back in it. He's back in. He took a little hiatus. It's fall break. He's refreshed. He's back working.
Hey, he's got 3 wins on the year though.
I know we got to put a stop to this.
But he doesn't have the best overall record, so
it's not me either.
So definitely not you, Coach. You're dead last. So we'll roll into the pick'ems here. Starting off with game one's the big one. Penn State at Ohio State. Ohio State 4-point favorites here. Jelly?
I'm gonna roll with Ohio State. Marvin Harrison. Ohio State -4.
Is he gonna wear the Louis Vuitton shoes? Is he still rocking those? And
Better.
If he's got enough money, he can rock anything at this point.
Future's so.
I'm gonna stick with Jelly here. I don't think Penn State's played in the big one yet this year. Ohio State a little more experience here. I think that the Buckeyes get a win.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Buckeyes. I think this is the game where Penn State's always feels pretty good, and they're going to find a way to lose as always. So Buckeyes.
Hey, Austin's family really sat down and discussed this one. They're rolling with the Nittany Lions. Wow, going for the upset right out the gate for Austin and the family. So we head on down to SEC country. Tennessee rolls into Alabama. I saw something. The boys from the mountains are rolling into Mullet Town. Alabama is 9.5-point favorites here. Trying to avenge the loss from last year.
Wow, Mullet Town, huh?
Who you got, Jelly?
I was gonna say Bama, but I'm going down to Knoxville for the Tennessee-Georgia game. So if I pick against Tennessee, I feel like that'd be a bad vibe going down to Knoxville. So I'll roll with the Volunteers this week.
Big time, Rocky Top. I'm going with the Tide. I got to stick with the Tide.
Rocky Top. Obviously, they're still a good team. Not as good as they were last year. Alabama's not quite either, but as we all figured out, Nick Saban's pretty good at his job and always finds ways to win. And I don't see anything changing here. I think roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide. Austin's rolling with the Tide too. So Jelly goes with the upset.
Upset special of the week.
Rocky Top.
Alabama doesn't have a very good play caller, so
yeah. That's coming from the heart right there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, they said always pick from the brain, not from the heart. But he went straight to the heart here.
He went right to the heart on that move.
The Gamecocks travel to, as I like to call it, the real Columbia in Missouri. Missouri 7-point. I'm not going to get very much favoritism on that one in my coach. Missouri 7-point favorites. I will say that Columbia probably doesn't have as good of a fare as you experienced today. Um, but Jelly, who you got?
I'll roll with Missouri. Spencer Rattler's what, a seventh year senior by now. So he's not in the NFL for a reason. So I'll take the Tigers on this one.
I think I'm going with the Tigers. I think the Gamecocks took 11 men off Saluda High School's football team to play defense. The Tigers are gonna. The defense is atrocious. Beamer might break his other foot after this game. Missouri wins big.
You know, I think we all went with the Chickens last week at home, and they took a tough L last week against the Gators. Had them beat late, and moved, blew it. But the Chickens, go get them. The Chickens don't do well on the road, and I'm going with Missouri. Even though I know you keep claiming that's the better Columbia, it's not. I can attest. I live and I can do that one. So
isn't it the Governor's Trophy game or something?
Yeah, something like that. We're gonna go. We're gonna go Mizzou.
Austin's rolling with Mizzou. It's a clean sweep for the Tigers there. I told Coach everybody's got a little Tiger in them. See, he's Ole Miss travels to Auburn. Auburn 6-point underdogs. What we got?
Go for it, Joe. What you got?
Going with me? I can't pick against the Sharpie family, so I'll go with Auburn.
Auburn. Ole Miss's offense is as usual, is decent. Defense is a little better, not against LSU. But I think Ole Miss wins this one. Covers.
Yeah, I don't know how Auburn got anyone's going to pick them. They don't win many games anymore. So Ole Miss for the win.
That was a strong pick. Austin's going with Ole Miss as well. Duke travels to Tallahassee to take on the Seminoles. Florida State 14-point favorites. Not sure if Riley Leonard is back for the Dukies yet, but Jelly, who you got?
Yeah, I was about to say I didn't do my research to see if Leonard's back, but I like the way Duke plays defense. I think they can hang in there on a 14-point spread. So if we're taking the spread, I'll roll with Duke, but Florida State will win the game.
Yeah, I like that. I think the Dukies can cover, but Seminoles win the game.
We've talked about this many times. Vegas seems to know things, and again, here goes another one of those. I think I'm gonna go with Vegas on this one. A 14-point. If I had no idea, I would have thought it'd been a closer one. But the boys out there in Vegas find a way to hit the nail on the head more times than not. So Florida State.
I just don't need to tell you that. I don't need to tell you the spreads anymore. That influences your picks. Austin's going with FSU as well. Utah travels to USC. USC 6.5-point favorites after getting tallywhacked last week.
Who was that?
Who we got?
Who did USC get beat by last week?
He wants me to say it.
I think Notre Dame gave the blueprint for how to stop Caleb Williams. Utah they should have one of the best defenses in the country. So USC's defense can't stop the nosebleed right now. So I'll roll with Utah with another upset, back-to-back losses for USC.
Oh, I think Caleb Williams turns it around here in this game. Does Utah even have their quarterback back? He seems like he's been out for 45 games.
Does it matter though?
Well, I picked him against UCLA, I think, or somebody, and they let me down. So I'm not picking him again.
I think the blueprint, right, is against Southern Cal's to maybe play somebody with some talent. Is that the blueprint? They put up these big numbers against bad teams. So I've gone against Utah every time and I've lost. So I'm going to go with the Utes, which means they will now lose. But I'm going with the Utes for the win.
Austin's rolling with the Trojans as well. Oklahoma State travels to West Virginia. West Virginia 3.5-point favorites.
Oh, man. We'll take West Virginia. I don't have much information about this game, but I do know Oklahoma State got blown out by South Alabama on their own field, so I'll roll with West Virginia.
West Virginia, I think they got beat by Houston last week on the Hail Mary. I think they recover here and beat. Isn't that who I picked? Yes, it is. They beat the Cowboys.
Two classic bad Big 12 teams, right? I'm gonna go with West Virginia this one just because it's at home.
Hey, Austin's family is rolling. He's going the opposite here. He's going with the Cowboys.
Dallas?
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys. Oklahoma State. Kansas State. I'm sorry, TCU travels to Kansas State. Kansas State 6.5-point favorites here.
Take TCU. Another
Yeah.
bad Big 12 matchup. We'll take TCU.
I feel like Kansas State has not been very good this year. Of course, TCU lost to coach's primetime. But I think TCU recovers. It's won big last week.
Again, why do we get some of these bad teams on here that you keep putting on here? But Kansas State, we'll go with home game. I'll go with the home team again. Why not?
You are a Kansas guy. Austin is rolling with K-State as well. There you go. There's 2-2 for you. Minnesota, going back up north here, Minnesota travels to Iowa. Iowa 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, my alma mater here for Iowa, so I can't pick against them. I do have the little nugget that since 2021, there's been 7 games in college football under 35 points. Iowa's been a part of 6 of those 7 games, so expect maybe a 4-3 game, couple safeties with a field goal here and there, but I'll take Iowa.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Hog guys here. We're not rowing the boat in Iowa.
It's right. I saw a great thing the other day. It said, what if Iowa wins out, goes whatever and 1, wins the Big 12, goes in the playoffs, but do not average the amount of points needed in the contract? What happens? Right? Do you go to the playoffs and you lose your job because you can't score any points? So I think I was going to win 10-7 on a late field goal. After everybody waves to the Children's Hospital, one of the greatest things in the world out there. So awesome thing there. But I think it's a terrible football game with a couple bad teams. So I'm going to go Iowa with the win late in the bad, boring game.
Austin's rolling with Iowa. So there's your clean sweep there. And takes us to game 10. Clemson travels to Miami. Clemson 3.5. I think it's up to 4 now. 3.5 to 4-point favorites in the game.
Need Clemson to keep winning so they can slide back in the rankings so Notre Dame can have their 3rd ranked victory of the year here in a couple weeks. So we'll take the Tigers on the road against the bad Miami coaching staff.
So he's picking from the heart again. Here we go. Miami they have the talent, obviously. Very bad coaching. It's the second week I'm going to say in a row, coach. I think that the Tigers coming off a bye week. I think the Tigers win by 17. Watch out here. Last time the Tigers went to Coral Gables, it ended in the coach getting fired for Miami.
I think 2 people picked from the heart on that one. One just can't ever go against the Tigers. One is rooting for the Tigers for other reasons. So I think both you guys are going to be wrong. I think everybody's starting to want Clemson to be good again. Everybody always thinks Miami wins the first game of the year and they're back. I think it's 2 bad teams going at it, but I'm going to go Miami with the upset on the road.
You had picked for the Tigers very much this year, which you've been correct. I'd give you that. Austin's rolling with the Tigers too. Sammy's going out on a limb there with the U. We're not going up. We're going the U's down. Go to the tiebreaker here. Total points in a barn burner for Minnesota and Iowa. Currently, the over-under is set at 32.5. Jelly, what's the total points you got?
Oh, man. Maybe 17 if they're lucky. 20. I mean, if it was 22.5, I'd still might take the under. We'll roll with the under.
Well, give me a total points, like total combined.
Total? Let's be nice and go 24. Maybe like 14-10 Iowa.
He gave us a stat under 35, 6 of those 7. I'm going 34. We're going to keep the streak going. 34 total points.
You know,
Over.
I kind of alluded to my score earlier, so I'm gonna stick with it. This is from the heart on this one, so I'm going with 17 total points in the game. 10-7, 17 points. My math adds up right. And I'll tell you this: I won't watch a minute of it. We'll be running a scout day on Saturday, so we won't watch a minute of that one. But won't be my first alert on my phone to check the score on that one in the midst of the scout day.
By this, Austin is going 26.
Ooh.
Austin went 26 total points, coach. We got to find out if Jelly can beat the 7-3 guest picker record.
Yeah, no pressure, Jell. That's
I probably just went undefeated, but
we haven't beat a guest picker in 4 weeks, so
yeah.
With Sammy on, that's not hard to do, right?
You know, so last year I put a lot of effort into these. This year I've just gone out on the limb and attempted to do the upset specials, and
that's always an excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's just the truth. And now I'm just trying to go out against people to try to make up ground. I don't think that's helping either. But
hey, we do have. I was upset you guys left. We have an armed forces matchup on the schedule this week. So I was,
I got a phone call.
Left that one on.
Yeah, Drew, I got a phone call earlier this morning, and Jell was a little upset. We left off Air Force and
Air Force Navy. Air Force Navy. 6-0.
Air Force is going to pop Navy in the mouth.
Yeah. Air Force is number 22 in the country. I'll take Navy with an upset.
We're going to 11 games.
Yeah, 11 games.
We just upped it.
Every opponent on Notre Dame's schedule has to continue to play well, so we'll roll with Navy.
Oh, here we go.
You know, it's kind of interesting. You're a diehard Notre Dame fan, but you went to Iowa.
Just for football, yeah.
I'll
roll with my Hawkeyes in every other sport, just not football.
It's not football.
And
football.
When you score 10 points a game,
it's hard to be a fan.
I got it with the Bears. I can't have it with my college football team too, right?
Oh no, not
we need to see some offense.
Justin Fields played well. What was it, last week for you?
No, he was horrible and he broke his thumb. So,
well, it was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I'm off a game. You know,
all good.
Well, Jelly, we appreciate you being the guest picker. We'll see if you can beat Sammy.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm welcome back after this week. So,
all of our guest pickers are always welcome back. We just don't invite them back.
All right, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Joe.
See you guys.
And we move on to the baseball part now. This fun part's over. Just kidding. Obviously, last weekend you had the senior games, Coach. The East portion of the senior games.
Coach, it was a good day. It was a good day, right? Good day down in Francis Marion. I mean, obviously, first thing first, big shout out and thanks, Coach Inabinit and his staff for the hospitality down there. Right, opened up the doors, gave us everything we needed. You know, best facilities, best bathrooms, cleanest area. Right, everything was top notch on those ends, and just really, right, like I said, opened the doors and let us have whatever we needed around there, and you know, had a bunch of good players, hungry players that are still looking for opportunities to get to the next level. And you know, we've already started a little bit of the content coming out, kind of diving into some of the stat stories and TrackMan stuff, and continue floating with that. But you know, had some hitters and pitchers stand out that I know were you know, already getting some schools reaching out to them that were already on the radar. So hopefully some of those things move quick for those guys. But I thought it was a wonderful day for those guys last week, and full showcase with ended up being a 8.5 inning game. You know, we had one guy get dinged up a little bit in football on Friday night and couldn't pitch that day, but wind up still having a full gameplay out there.
I know I had a blast.
Coach, it's not hard. Plus, with that high-end lunch we had in the middle of it, with that McDonald's, we had to live
I think
with.
I'm still feeling the effects of it. But that Buc-ee's after. Never seen more people in one place in my life.
Did you put in that application for the car wash manager for 150 grand?
I'm still trying to find it. Like I've been searching for 2 years.
You know, I'm going to throw a couple names out here, right, for me while we're talking about a couple guys that really stood out, kind of with the bat. The one young man here, local kid from me here in Columbia here at AC Flora, Evan Smith, came out. Had a solid day. Coach Hallett up there coaching him up. Had a solid day. BP workout, but with the bat, 3 at bats, squares 3 balls up, hits 2 hard singles, lined out to center. Drilled one to center, kind of got out. Shows some good athleticism and outfielder, can bounce around, get in the infield as well. But really stood out for me that day with the bat and being aggressive, right? I mean, we played it as live as you can be with an 0-0 count, ready to roll, and he wasn't waiting around. Those kids threw him in there, and he cut it loose and let him roll. So, for me, Evan Smith really stood out that day. Another guy on his team, he had 1 hit, but kind of more so looked the part. Big BP, big workout day. Brody Taylor, boy, actually out of South Mecklenburg up there, North Carolina. Give those guys a shout with a little bit of a split roster, but big, strong, physical kid with a big hack, and got the 1 hard hit single. Just kind of missed a couple other balls he squared up, took good swings on, but big physical presence. You're kind of waiting around and kind of shocking that he's still available. But those 2 kids on that team, I mean, obviously, like kind of we talk about all the time in our events, kind of go over the whole roster, but those 2 guys on his team really kind of stood out. On the other team, a couple guys that had good days. For me, Bryce Larimore had 2 knocks. One, maybe a little bit of wind blown to dead center, the wind going, but he crunched it, for a double to dead center, hit it over the center fielder's head, and then came back his last at bat with another hard hit single. And then Garrett Sanders barreled up 1 ball, but made a great diving play in center field. Kind of made a good play on that one. Another guy, who am I missing on this one? Oh, catcher from Lexington, Jackson Chinook.
I was about to say it.
I passed him. Right, probably the most impressive BP of the day. Right, was close to about 100 miles an hour exit velo in there and hitting some balls out of the park. Comes up and gets 3 knocks, couple CNI dogs, but then hits smokes a triple line drive to right field. Winds up getting in there. Big, strong, physical catcher that has kind of all the look and tools back there. So he did a good job in the workout portion with BP, but also showed off in the game.
Yeah, he was most impressive that I witnessed upon Francis Marion Field for that event. It'll be interesting to see where these guys end up. Obviously, we wish these guys the best and hope to see them at the next level. A lot of info coming out still about it. Hey, we're gonna put the links on the Instagram story as well, so you can get it. You can access through Instagram. They're also on Instagram story, Facebook story. They're all there, so you can access those links there as well. Since we've had a few questions about that, we're gonna give the people what they want.
People what they want.
Got to. You moved to this Saturday, Cane Scout Day, Coach.
Yeah, big Scout Day. Kind of we're obviously running the Cane South Scout Day. North Carolina's doing the Central and Virginia's doing the North version. So kind of a big weekend, across the 3 states with the Canes group up, around the area. So we're looking for, we had a great one this summer with those guys, had a big turnout. Obviously this fall's a little smaller with the smaller group, but looking for a lot of talent, a lot of in-state kids. Got a good turnout. So we'll have a beautiful day at Lexington High School and kind of get that thing off and running and get a chance to, at the back end of the fall, to kind of see some of these guys as their fall ends.
I think one of my favorite players in the state is coming. We'll leave it at that.
He is coming. I will play that one. He is registered. He's scheduled to be there.
You might see it on the X page. Stay tuned. We'll be trying to roll some content out for that event as well. Coach, upcoming events. Mike, we're smooth sailing right now.
Yeah, obviously got the Unsigned Senior West going on Sunday. We've got a few South Carolina kids going to be up there. Predominantly a heavy North Carolina roster, but a couple South Carolina kids up there at Catawba College. And then we kind of wind down with a few more scout days, kind of finish up the fall as we wind down in the back end here, and then kind of get ready, right, to flip it over into January. And as we're getting those big preseason all states booked.
And we also upcoming, we're about 20 days away from high school preview shows starting. So high school coaches out there, if you're interested, let us know ASAP so we can start scheduling those out for you guys to join the Palmetto Dugout show to talk about upcoming high school season. Going to be an exciting time. Some new things rolling for South Carolina this year on our side. Hopefully, we're going to cross our fingers there. Because there was something else I was going to say. I forgot it now. We do have a shout out. Commitment shout out to future game alum Peter Mershon on his commitment to the Gamecocks. Now I'll say this: that Gamecocks 25 class, coach, looks pretty good.
Coach, they're rolling. They've gotten back to dominating the state in that recruiting class. So they're well, I mean, I know you and your Tiger fan, but it's right. You look at it on paper with that 25 class, and we've got a chance to see a bunch of those guys, a ton of times, and they're as good as they come. They'd be at the top of rankings across all states out there. They're very talented. So yeah, big shout out to Peter with that one. I know, he's been a big name on the big stage for a long time, and he would have been off the board if it wasn't for the recruiting calendar change and all that stuff. But he had people hot and heavy on his trails in the past, and obviously slowed a little bit with that rule and continued to show out. And I swear it doesn't matter what tournament, what game he's in. It's about 2-3 hits a game. All he does is hit and squares balls up. And oh, by the way, he's a 6'5", 6'6" runner, and can play, all over the infield or all over the outfield or behind the plate. So he can kind of do it all. So big time pickup for the Gamecocks.
Hey, is that 4 South Carolina kids now from the future games? No, 5. 5. It's 5 off the team, coach.
5 out of 10.
How many did we take from 10. South Carolina? 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Hey, we're halfway there.
5 out of 10 with a couple offers out there too on some guys. So it's winding down.
3 of the 5 Power 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5 Power 5, and the other 2 going to really good baseball programs as well in state. Coach, that's all we got for episode 61, unless we want to talk about your beautiful burger.
Coach, big time at the fair today. Do want to throw a big shout out to the South Carolina State Fair. Had a big donut burger. This year
Did you have a Diet Coke on the side?
They only sell Pepsi products there, so it's a little concerning with that. So I had to come home and give me a Coke Zero real quick. But yeah, we got some mini donuts, powdered sugar donuts as well that are on tap. We got what else we get? My wife, how about this one? They got a new one. My wife got this one. Pickled pizza.
Not pickled,
Pickle pizza. Sorry, she corrected me. Pickle pizza.
Pickle pizza.
Very good. I tasted it. She gave it what'd you grade it out? 10 of 10. She graded out 10 of 10.
So does it have pickles on the pizza?
Pickles on the pizza. No red sauce. No marinara sauce on it. So it's a white ranch. I don't even know what it was, but very good. As in her terms, bussin'.
Bussin'. No kizzy.
10 out of 10. Bussin', no cap. Pickle pizza. Out of Eddie's Calzones.
Oh.
Eddie's Calzones up there at the one little area. So if any of our listeners still are heading over to the fair this last weekend of it, hit up the pickle pizza. I just went with the cheese because I was a little scared over there as my dessert, cheese pizza, after the donut burger, along with the fries and the popcorn and the lemonade. But yeah, pickle pizza, 10 out of 10. Go check it out.
If we let Austin go, we'd have an hour segment um, of the Fair Food Report. He wouldn't stop.
It wouldn't stop. The concession report would be way too long. We need like a 6-episode show on this
He
one.
got excited about that T.L. Hannah chocolate chip pizza. Wait.
I don't know nothing about this pickle pizza now.
They don't know nothing about it. Hey, that's gonna do us for episode 61. Episode 62, we'll do something. We'll have week 9 picking with a guest picker. Don't know the guest picker yet. But from all of us at PBR South Carolina, have a great week.